So Matthew Golden was an interesting story. He's a guy we had recruited out of high school and decided to go to Houston. And we're like, what just happened, right?
Yes.
How'd this just happen?
Yes. You knew him before he got here.
He was teammates with Jaden Blue at Klein Oak in Houston. And so we knew him. We didn't play Houston for a couple years. And then we played Houston the 1 year in 23.
Close game.
And he has a really good game. He catches 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yes.
And we're like, man, this guy, he turned out kind of what we thought he was going to. But he really wasn't like their leading receiver. He wasn't like their go-to guy. Had a really good game against us. And then when he went in the portal, coming off of Xavier declaring, AD declaring, and Jordan being done, we had a pretty big void to fill at receiver. And it was kind of simultaneous with Isaiah Bond at the same time going in. When Matt went in, we were like, this is a guy we got to go get. We knew he was sure-handed. We knew he was reliable, making contested catches, was a really good kick returner at Houston. We're like, this guy checks a lot of the boxes. And when we got him with a turf toe. And so he really didn't get to do much in winter conditioning, was kind of limited in spring practice. We didn't get the best version of him. He was coming off of a turf toe surgery kind of at the end of the Houston season. And systematically, it was different. They were more of that air raid system with Dana Holgerson, and then we're more pro style. And so there was a learning curve for him, just kind of multiple formations, motion shifts, learning conceptually, not learning one position. And as the season started to grow, I don't think any of us went in the season thinking he'd be the go-to guy. But as the season went on, IB has the ankle injury. Next thing you know, he's starting to become in the rapport with he and Quinn. And at quarterback, you got a guy you can count on. That's right. And just how many critical catches he made the second half of the season and into the playoffs. And he really, in the Ohio State game, he's got a high ankle sprain and makes a critical catch to get us down there. And so same thing like Jade at the combine, I'm thinking, okay, as long as he hits between like 4.4 flat and 4.45, he's good. Because he's got such strong hands. He's got a high football IQ. And this dude pops 429. I was like, stop. I was like trying to call him like, stop. Like, you're good. You don't have to do anything. Don't do anything.
I had no idea he was going to do that.
I didn't either. But, man, what a start, I don't know if you saw, I was on NFL Network at the Combine, and they did that simulcast of, like, Xavier, Matt, and IB running their 40s. Kind of, I don't even know how they do that. Yeah. And Matt's start was incredible. Yes. And obviously Xavier's was incredible too. And then you saw the difference in IB's start, Isaiah's start. But at the end,
he was fast. He was moving.
IB was running almost 24/7 or something.
24 miles an hour,
which is incredible. So the top end speed, but that's what Matt brings, and you see it in his game. That change of direction, the strength, his ability to adjust to balls in the air, in the red area, all that stuff is on tape. But the time he ran was incredible.
I loved watching him play because even when the ball wasn't coming his way, you're calling plays. I'm a quarterback. Like, everybody's ineligible. Everybody's open, right? But there's times where where the ball's designed to go to. Yeah. But he ran his routes every single play. And anytime it was like outbreakers, post corners, post against what was Arizona State, like the double. He was winning his routes always. Yes. It was like, I'm putting everything I got on tape every snap. I love that demeanor from receivers. I've played with some receivers. Like, the ball's not coming to me. I might not even get off the line. He's running his routes every single play. I love that about him.
There was a play early in the season where he was not a primary. And Quinn throws it, and he comes out of his break kind of half speed like most receivers would do, and the ball falls incomplete. It was actually a really good throw by Quinn. It falls incomplete. And he comes off, he said, that'll never happen again. Like, that was it.
Was that early in the season?
It was early. It might have been UTSA or something early in the year. He said, that'll never happen again. And from that day forward, he really became the leader in that room, and the physicality he plays with, the blocking, all those things, all the intangibles added up. And literally, the only question mark anyone had on this guy was his speed. And he hits 429. Like, that was...
I think outside of Travis Hunter, we don't know what Travis Hunter will play.
Right.
Unicorn. He's the best receiver. I think he'll be the next guy drafted. What he did for this team, how I listened to Quinn talk about him, then he goes out and runs a 4.29. I like him at X. Where do you think he fits in? He can play all the spots. Where do you think he fits in?
He's really versatile because of his strength and because of the strength of his hands and making contested catches. So it's easy to say, you know, make him on the backside 3-by-1, let him win one-on-one contested, but he can operate in the middle of the field. He's not afraid.
Yep.
He, like I said, he can make those contested catches, 3rd and 6 catches with a guy on your back, choice route runner, things of that nature. So I think that's where he creates value for himself, is that versatility.
Yep.
Right? I mean, he easily could be a Z and a motion guy and be a great blocker at the point of attack because he's so strong. So
yeah, I've seen him block for his buddies out there all the time.
That's one of his strengths, is his versatility.
Yeah.
Although he's got the one thing you know he can rely on, that's winning one-on-one.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. I can't wait to see where he ends up. But when he ran a 4.29, he was the guy who put his backpack on.
Went over, changed shoes, put his backpack on.
You don't need to see. Turn on my tape. I love that. Isaiah Bond dealt with injuries.
Yeah, it's a tough year, man. You know, his first time in his career.
Did you have him at Alabama?
I did not.
Okay,
I did not. We recruited him here, he went to Bama. Elite speed. Like I think he had the number 1 200 amateur time in the country his senior year of high school. I mean, this guy could really roll, and had a good couple years there at Bama. Came to us, and really the thought was like he was going to be the go-to guy. You know, Matt, we talked about Matt was not. He was going to be that go-to guy, and the season kind of started off that way. And man, it's like a Ferrari, right? Mm-hmm. When one thing's wrong on that Ferrari, it just doesn't run the way it's supposed to run. And it was the first time he'd ever really had to deal with an injury in his career. And the second half of the season was like the gears weren't shifting as the way he wanted it to. And it was a great learning experience for him to, like, how do you handle it next time moving forward? Because I think the guy was poised for a 1,000-yard season, was really ready to take off. But you're dealing with high ankle sprains on a receiver. On anybody is a pain in the butt. But for him, that was tough. But I thought he had a really good combine. I know he didn't break X's record, which I wish he wouldn't have.
Right, but nobody hit 24.5
but
or whatever.
he ran the fastest time, of speed that he was getting to. But more importantly, I thought the drill work, him doing the gauntlet, him route running, him catching the ball the way they did, I thought was perfect. He ran 4.3 whatever he ended up running. But more importantly, they know what the top end is, and they could see the ball skills, and so that was huge for him.